Hi, guys. We're live here on YouTube and Facebook today. In today's Hardworking Podcast, we're going to build your business on your terms. I'm Curtis, and with my partner today,
RJ Horner.
welcome to the podcast today on this fine Sunday. Is it raining where you are, Jay, today?
Yeah, wet,
Yeah.
rainy, icy,
Yep.
but it's not supposed to last long. So hopefully it'll be a nicer day and this will all start to melt.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, you live further north than I do. So, and we have
Yeah.
no ice here. It's just warm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
the lake broke it up and it turned to nasty weather up north of the lake.
Oh, wow. All right. So let's get into today's podcast. Um, so we're gonna talk about 9 to 5 and trying to escape it. I haven't done it yet. I'm still in the grind, working full time, balancing my family life, and trying to figure it out. How to make this whole financial freedom thing work. But here's the thing: I'm actively working on my escape plan, and today I want to share exactly what I am doing, so that if you are in the same boat, you can start doing the same thing. So if you ever sat at your desk, exhausted, wondering how do I get out of this episode's for you. What do you think about that, RJ? Are you ready to get into this?
Absolutely. It's a great topic. You and I are both on this path.
Yep.
Yes, neither of us have achieved the dream yet, but both of us are actively working on it, right? And I know so many people out there who are, you know, I don't want to do this forever. This is not what I want to do for a living. Um, and they don't take that step towards living the life of their dreams. And this topic is great for them, right? This is going to be the ideal topic to get them to at least build the mindset to walk
Yep.
away and maybe some strategies to put in place.
Yeah. So the first thing we can actually think of is what's your freedom number? So basically, there's a story a few years ago. I had one of those days where I thought I just can't do this forever. Mostly because I had my baby girl London, and that was when I started thinking about changing. Right, because working 10, 14-hour days, coming home and you try to do anything, you're like so tired. Eat a meal and you pretty much sit down, you're ready for bed. Then I asked myself, what do I actually need to survive if I chose to quit my job? So I pulled out some bank statements, add up the essentials, mortgage, utilities, groceries, stuff like gas, stuff like that, right? Stuff that necessities of your life.
Hmm.
So I found a freedom number, and it was just enough to cover my life. It was around about $4,000.
A month you're talking about.
Yeah, would
That's
be
awesome because my household, we have a lot more. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's probably because of the car debt.
yep,
You know what I mean? Mortgage,
mm-hmm,
um, insurance. We also always help out our kids financially who are
yep,
growing up and living on their own.
yep.
So our number is actually a lot more. So
Oh yeah. Well, mine's lower. It took a few years for us to get it down, but also when we were looking for our first house, I managed to find something for 108,000. So
that's amazing.
it wasn't the best place in the world, but hey, it's a way to get started at the market.
Yeah.
And then I guess when we sold it, or the reason why we sold it was when they had the housing increase in all the houses. Remember that boom?
Hmm. Hmm.
So they say, you know what, get rid of it, and they got like $345,000 for a house. So it's pretty
Beautiful.
great turnover. And we bought a bigger
Beautiful.
house,
And
but
and you know what? You've just given people a strategy right there.
yep.
Have you ever dreamed of living in a house? You want to own a home, but you think it's unaffordable. You know what? Maybe sacrificing for a couple of years, getting in that home, spending
Hmm.
$200,000, which I know $200,000 in today's market doesn't seem like possible, but there are houses in that market range if you go and
Yeah.
look for them.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you're going to have to sacrifice with some small things and maybe do a little bit of fixer up. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you have to invest a lot of money, but just spend a few dollars to change this, to fix
Yep.
that. You know what I mean? And
There's
then your
no
house is actually even
saying.
more valuable than when you bought it. So
Me or you.
you will get, sorry. So it looks like we lost Curtis. I'll keep going, but yeah. So you may increase the value of your home by the time you're ready to sell it. So and of course there's also market equity that improves over time as well. So it's just a small strategy to help get in the market and improve your lifestyle at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I think I glitched out there for a minute there,
Yeah, you
RJ.
did, and I kept it going. So
Oh, thanks. At least it keeps us connected.
yeah, that's an awesome feature about Restream.
Right. So, yep, for a challenge.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about quitting, start here. Figure out exactly your monthly expenses so you know what you need to make before you can leave. Then double it to make sure that you pay for other things, other expenses that are not included,
Hmm.
like you got extra taxes, business tax, you got insurance, you got your health stuff. Well, in Canada it's a little bit different, but other parts of the world they don't have the same healthcare system we have. But you also got to think sometimes you need extra money for various things that come up, right? Maybe some car repairs or something happens to your house, you got to fix it up, right?
Yep.
Because when you're an entrepreneur or doing your own business, there's other expenses that we don't currently see, but they pop up once you start running your business, right?
Yep.
So some of the stuff you can do is you start building up a safety net, right? So you ask, what is that? We all got responsibilities, kids, bills, unexpected expenses. So what's next? Save about 6 months worth of living expenses before quitting. That's a recommendation. Some people can do it, some people can't, but it's a good idea to do that. So you can start cutting back on unnecessary spending. So you can also start selling stuff that maybe you're not using or you don't want anymore. Maybe someone else can repurpose it for their fun, right? Um, Funneling every extra dollar into a separate saving account. Also, you can have more than one account at the bank. Have you ever tried that, RJ?
Yeah, we've got several accounts, one for paying our
I'm
mortgage,
not
one
sure if
for
you heard of
paying our
the envelope
bills.
method. You can actually do that with bank accounts too. I'm going to
Hmm.
switch over to my phone.
Yeah, like I said, I've got several accounts. One for paying my mortgage, one for paying bills, and then there's spending account as well. So, and then my wife and I each have are actually separate spending accounts. So, so yeah, we've got several bank accounts, and it's a lot easier to manage your money that way. And then far as a financial cushion or the safety net, um, I actually started my savings plan. I only have a small amount saved up.
Sorry, RJ.
Yep, no worries. As I was talking about a safety plan, the safety net and a savings plan, I was saying I only have a small amount saved up, but I've started. I haven't even yet reached that emergency fund that we're talking about, where you want to save up $1,000. Um, but I'm on my way. Right. That's the idea here: is to start the journey, start the plan, start putting it into action. And as far as saving 6 months, that again, Curtis mentioned, it's almost an impossibility, or some people feel like it's an impossibility to get to 6 months. Even I'm not anywhere near that. Um, but what I've done for myself is pick a day, pick a time that I'm going to quit my job. I know the date, the last day that I want to be working, and I'm working towards that plan. It's actually several days away. Um, so I'm working towards that plan, and so yeah, my savings account, I probably put 20 to 40
All right,
dollars
can you
every
hear me now?
paycheck in my savings account. So yep.
Oh,
So yeah, I've been just talking about that safety net. If you have anything more to add on the safety net one, um, and I talked about my plan to walk
oops.
away, my date that I've kind of picked to walk away from my job, and that's what I'm working towards as well.
What the hell? Huh.
You can't hear me, Curtis?
All
Can you hear me
right.
now, Curtis?
Hmm. I don't know what's going on here, but
But I'm seeing double.
yeah. I got my phone on as well, so
Yeah,
let's see
just
what
the
happens
audience
there.
out there is going to be seeing double. So
Yeah, well, let's see what happens here. I don't know. It's
no,
gonna.
no, you're not drunk. Do not adjust your screen. This is actually the broadcast.
Yeah. Let me. I don't know. Okay. Oh, the one is off on the.
Okay, let's move
Okay.
forward. We can hear you. We've got it figured out, I guess. So hopefully that
Okay.
works for the rest of the broadcast.
Uh,
We're on to topic number 3, I guess.
what's that?
I said we're on to topic number 3, I guess.
Oh, okay. Finding your escape route. Here's the thing. I can't quit my job and hope for the best. I need a backup plan. So I've been looking for other side hustles. So something like freelance writing, online reselling, or even consulting. It's like a current skill, maybe.
Hmm.
Have you done anything like that before?
Well, again, you and I are working on our business. We're trying to
Yep.
put a business together for uniting people in training and development, right? So that's one thing we're working on together. But I know both of us have our own side hustles, right? I
Yep.
want to set myself up, and I'm working on setting myself up as a speaker. Planned an event for later on this year. I'm working on a webinar or workshop to help sell that program. So I'm working on my own side business as well as our business,
Yep.
plus my full time job. And don't get me wrong, that can be difficult, but it's if you're dedicated, this
Hmm.
is what you can do to try and set your freedom date in motion.
Right on.
How about you? What else? I know you have side hustle. I mean, again, we're working on the business together, but you also
Yep.
have other things you're trying to work on as well, right? What are they?
Yeah, I do affiliate marketing, and then I also do some digital product stuff that I try. Like, yeah, I did a cookbook earlier this week,
Hmm.
and then I just try different stuff. Right, like I do the repurposing of my podcast and stuff, and try to get more views and stuff on it.
Hmm.
Right, so stuff I do.
So you're
Some of it's
building up.
successful, some of it's not, as you can tell.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a learning curve, right?
Yeah,
You don't know
I don't know
what's going
what's
to work.
wrong here.
We've
Hold
been
on,
at this for several years,
it's not
so
working as well.
um, again, we try something,
But
it doesn't work out. You have to then you have to consider: is
yeah,
this
another one's
something that I
gone.
should continue? Is
Can you
this
hear me
something
there or
that I
no?
continue working on,
All right.
or
Okay.
is
I
this
can't hear you
something
though
that
for some weird reason.
then
Strange.
yeah, we're
I
having an
know.
issue? But
Let me see. Hold on.
let me know when you can hear me.
Yep. 1 second.
And now I've lost you again. So as I was telling people out there, and I want people to get bored and tune out. So hopefully we're still going to add value to people. And like I said, so if you're working on something and it doesn't work out, you have to consider whether, is this something I should stick with? Is this something that's serving me and serving the people I'm trying to help? So um that's what you have to consider when you decide, should I walk away from this? Should I continue? Okay, not sure. You trying it without the camera? Is that what's going on?
Can you hear me though?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Give me a sec. Yeah, we can keep on going. So we're at. Did you finish step 3?
Yep. I just told people that, you have to consider
Nearly there.
when it's time to cut bait and when it's time to move on to another venture, or consider whether this is going to something that I need to keep going, right? Because we don't want to quit if something's going to prove successful for us, right?
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever think about doing a 3-month test run?
So no, so tell us about that.
So basically, you're going to take 3 months. You're going to live completely off the side hustle only. So if you're making the money on your side hustle, and you're going to try to just use only that money only for the next 3 months and save 100% of your regular paycheck. So that is definitely a great test because you got to figure if you can do that, then you can know that a good way of saying, hey, I can probably do this, right?
Right.
Especially at that kind of income coming in, that you've your freedom number.
Hmm.
So mine would be
And that,
4,000,
and
let's say.
yeah, I would say you have to get to that level where you're bringing this in consistently, right?
Yeah,
And then, keep your full-time gig, but that also gives you an opportunity to bank that money. If you're being able to live off your 3-month your income, your yeah, your income that you're producing for three
yep.
months, then you should be in a position to keep this going. And at that
Oh,
three
yeah.
months, if you're unsuccessful, maybe that's a good test that, I'm sorry, this is not working. We need to walk away from this, right?
Perhaps. Yep. Yep. Definitely would work for sure. Yeah. So if you can do that, definitely works. If you can survive it, that's great. If not, then you know it's time to quit, right? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It
So
might be.
maybe
You know what?
something.
You need to have that deeper thought process, or maybe talk with a mentor, right? Get somebody to help you talk this through about whether it's worth sticking it out. Because
Yep.
sometimes it takes more than 3 months to really get things going, right? They say a good business takes 2 years to be profitable. So
Yep.
it does take time. But at that 3 months, now you need to reassess. Do I want to try this maybe for another 3 months?
Yep.
Or, is this not something I want to do for the rest of my life? Or is it not producing it? Like, these are all considerations that you have to have.
Yeah, for sure. And you also got to figure if you're making money within the 2 year period, if you decided to do it full time, will the 3 months let you survive, right?
Right.
So, like, after you establish the business of making money, obviously, then you'll know that this 3 month test may or may not work for you.
Like, if you produce zero income after 3 months, maybe it's time, and at 3 months of trying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
thought it was more
sometimes,
so if you had the established business making you money first, then you can say, hey, I've made $4,000 for the next last 3 months. I save 100% of my regular paycheck. I'm probably okay to quit my job and move on to this full time. But you've
and,
already
and
established your business, right?
And
So
even
then the
still,
three
like,
months.
then I would still establish a date, giving yourself another couple of months, going, okay, you know what? I was great at this for 3 months. I produced enough income. Let's see if I can, double that income or increase that income over the next 3 months. If I do so, I quit, right? That sort of thing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
don't just, a full time job. I'm not going to tell anybody just walk away from your full time job. As much as, look,
Yeah.
that's my dream. I'm not going to settle until I have experienced freedom. And that means I'm responsible for my income, for my lifestyle, for anything I do on any given day is my responsibility. That's my goal.
Yep.
So, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell anybody just walk away from your full time job. You want to consider all of the things in place before you make that decision.
Yep. Yep. Even then, you can also some jobs you can actually do part time too, right? Because they still want to
Right,
keep you because you may have a certain level of
right.
skill set that they want to keep. You can do part time, do the other thing full time, and you're still making
Especially,
something as a backup, right?
yeah, especially if you want to give 2 weeks notice, right? Well, 2 weeks notice, really, if you want to be fair to your employer, 2 weeks is not usually enough to replace you. So, maybe have that conversation with your employer
Yep.
saying, look,
Yep.
I've been building this on the side. It's really successful. I think I'm going to run with this. This is going to be my new gig. Um, I want to walk away, and let's come up with a plan together so that you can put somebody in my place, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially you're a high level person in the business, right? Or
Yeah,
company.
and if they've been fair to you, it's nice to
Fair
return the
value.
favor, right? You've had
Yeah.
a good relationship with these people. You don't want to leave them in the lurch. You need to make up for your efforts in the organization.
Perfect. All right. So right now, where you and I are both still in the process. Some days it may feel like we make progress, and other days probably feel stuck, right? But I'm not giving up. How about you, RJ?
No, listen, I have made that determination, and that's one thing. You've got to make that decision, right?
Yep.
Am I in this for the long haul? Is this what I want to do? Because some people, you know what? It is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. How about you, Curtis? Do you feel like it's a lot of work? It's a lot of effort to put in?
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
But
and sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, but it is. Like little
right. Well,
little
that's what I was
steps,
going
right?
to
Little
say is,
baby
does
steps.
it deter you from working on what you're doing?
Nope.
Right.
No, it's little
Because
baby
you've
steps
made the
every day.
decision that this, what you want, that lifestyle freedom. This is what I'm going to be working for.
Yep. Perfect. Right. So you don't stay stuck forever. So just remember that it's not that you don't have to quit. It's about thinking about the next move you can do for today, for tomorrow, and then just keep on stepping forward. Right.
Yeah.
So what is one thing you can do to start working toward your escape plan today? What do you think?
Listen, there's lots of things, but I mean, so that's the thing. First of all, as Bob Proctor says, it doesn't matter what you need to do, you haven't decided yet. You need to make that decision. This
Yep.
is what I want to do, and how committed am I going to be to this venture?
Yeah.
Once you've made that decision, now you can consider some action steps. So make the decision first.
Yep.
Then begin, like Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. What is my ultimate goal? For you and I, it's ultimate time freedom, right? We want that freedom that we are responsible for our lifestyle.
Yep.
So knowing that, we have put a business in place. We are working on side hustles.
Yep.
or our own business ventures, so that this is what we will do for our living. We've already taken the steps, but what is that one thing that you can do today? Maybe it's registering a business. Maybe it's seeing what product you have. Maybe, and just maybe, it's getting a mentor or having conversation with somebody else who
Yep.
can help
Yep.
guide you through the
Yeah. For
process.
sure. Definitely can help for sure. Mentoring is always good. Okay, so this is the last little bit of this podcast here today. Thank you guys for watching and listening. As you can see, RJ and our journeys, same boat, but different ways of doing it. At some points, I'm not sure if you're in the same boat, but just know that you're not alone, and you got this. We're here to help if you need it, right, RJ?
Yeah, reach out. The Hardworking Parents Club. That's what we're for, is to help support each other on this journey of living life as parents, but
Yep,
building that lifestyle freedom.
perfect. Any other closing thoughts you want to share?
No, I think we've talked on this. We've had some difficulties throughout the podcast. I
Yeah.
hope people stayed with us this long and picked up some value from us today.
Well, luckily you were able to still keep on going. That's good. One of us.
Yes, yeah, that's the beauty of Restream. We didn't lose the broadcast with you being the host. We didn't
Yep.
lose the broadcast, and people
Okay.
got to experience it. So
That's awesome. So if you guys like the show and you stayed to the very end here, please leave a comment. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, ring the bell so next time we go live, you can be notified. Awesome. Any other things you'd like to put in there, RJ?
no, take care. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys.